Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO, the ambassador for women on International Women's Month. It's Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
Thank you very much. And this is a special podcast tonight because it's budget night.
Shit,
Shit, is
something
it?
Yeah.
women have no idea about. And also joining us tonight from AMR's Barre Talk, it's Dan. How you doing, buddy? So good to have you back.
Not too bad, actually. I'm having a dry March. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol in about a month. But now that you mentioned budget night, I feel disappointed because I should have done the budget night drinking game.
What is the budget night drinking game? How do you play it? I play very different to you.
I can't remember the rules. It's been too long since I've done it. But, you drink every time they say, developing something for all Australians. You take a shot every time they mention like a certain demographic.
Yeah, we're getting it done for all Australians.
Every time Scotty tries to act like a dad.
I always have problems with the budget simply because a budget is meant to be. It's like, okay, we have X amount of dollars, and this is how we're not going to spend more than X amount of dollars. And then, the government goes, we have X amount of dollars, and we're going to spend Y amount of dollars, which is more than X, but that's okay. It's like, wait a second, hold on a minute.
You're way more into the budget than I am. This is hot off the press, which is because this podcast will also be delayed. You'll know this by now.
Yeah.
But we get an extra $420 in our tax return.
Oh, perfect. I'm going to buy 1 gram of...
Why couldn't it be $69? Then all I'd be able to say is just, that's really nice.
You give me the $360, you can keep your 69. Give it really easy.
I just realised 420. 420,
That's
everyone.
not bad.
Yeah.
There we go. Can you imagine the Liberals ever making marijuana legal? I can't even imagine the Labor government making that legal.
Yeah.
Kieran, I got a rant for you. Dan,
Yep.
I got a rant for you. I'm sure we're all familiar with this. I complained not too long ago about my phone. I got a new phone. It's bigger than my old phone, and it falls out of my pocket. Kieran did the test.
I did the
and
test.
he's like, actually, it's too big for pockets.
It is too big for pockets.
Amazing, right?
It's just a little bit too big for
It's just
pockets.
a little bit too big. It sticks out by about a centimetre, half
You
a
can
centimetre.
just see the tight outline when you're wearing jeans.
Yeah, that too.
It's like that man likes a large screen.
I've got no choice because anyway. Another thing that reminded me, because one thing it does, I don't know if it does it with Apple, but Samsung.
Maybe if you stopped buying kids' jeans and actually bought adult jeans, you might have the
But
deeper
you did
pocket.
the test too. That's why I got you in. You did the test too. So either you're buying kids' jeans or we're both buying kids'
Okay.
jeans.
Come on. Tidies went out of fashion in 2012. Come on.
And I transfer, and it does this really cool thing where you click on open an app on both phones, and it just sends all the data across, like all your apps or your photos. Really great.
Or your porn goes across.
Exactly right. Safe.
Yeah.
And then you can wipe the old phone and you're safe. But there's one thing it doesn't do. And that's when you go, great, like I've got like the WhatsApp app or the Facebook app or the Viber app or whatever app you've got. It's like, hey, thank you. Instead of carrying all the data across, like, yes, I've used this app 1 billion times before, it opens up and goes, welcome to this app. This is the first time you've ever used this app. Let me show you how to use this app. You're like, I know how to use this app. I've transferred this over.
Do you have to log in as well?
You have to re-log in as well.
We don't know our passwords.
No one knows the
anymore.
password.
No
The
one
whole
knows their
point of
passwords.
transferring all the data over
Yeah.
is to be like, I want this data transferred over.
We've all
Obviously,
got-
I want the passwords.
We've all got the Face ID.
Yeah.
We've all got the automatic password generating.
That's right.
No one knows their passwords.
I guess the only good thing is, and I'll put this in quotes, is that because you forget all your passwords, you can reset them all. But that's a pain in the ass in and of itself. But the fact that like you open up an app, like you go, I use WhatsApp to message like certain people, and it's like you transfer it across, like, this is the first time you've ever used WhatsApp. No, sorry about that. That's like, we go to the go-karts every year.
Yeah.
It's like, we know the safety thing, but we still have to do it. It's like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah, but I like watching that safety video. That safety video is very, she's very enthusiastic.
She's very, I do want a copy.
Yeah.
But then you have to sign all like then ask you, like, please read this 400-page terms and conditions that we're not going to let you press continue unless we see you scrolling
all the way through. Yeah, so it's all these other little things when it comes to... Technology is a fantastic thing, but we're still in the very infant stages.
37% of the world still don't have internet.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what? They're probably happier.
So we're still
Good for them.
We're very much in the infancy.
You know what? We
of the
have
internet.
at least one toilet per person here in Australia. India don't even have that number. Like,
Really?
there's no way. Are you telling me
There's 1 billion toilets.
it's 1 billion toilets in India at least?
Look, knowing what their public toilets are like from experience, I'm not surprised most of them don't want to go to it. Holy shit. Do not touch, if you ever go to a public toilet in India, do not touch any surface. I'm warning you, you will immediately catch some dead disease that's, nobody knows the cure for.
I'd be very excited to not touch any of the toilets over there.
Relieved, more like it.
That's right. There's a thing going around on TikTok that I was heard through the grapevine about what does the world have more of? Wheels or doors? Have you heard this?
Oh.
And I'm like, that's a stupid thing. It's obviously wheels.
Yeah, because there's like 4 wheels for a car.
Cars
There's
also
4
have
doors.
4 doors.
Oh, there's 5 doors because of is the boot a door.
Oh,
But every gear is technically a wheel.
Ah, yeah, I see.
see, you sound like you're genuinely interested, but I'm sort of laughing here at the back because like every single joke online conversation I've seen about this goes into this depth. Oh, well, every car's got 5 doors, but every each cupboard has got 4 wheels.
How many toilets there are in Australia per person? That's, I think, is a better question.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think there needs to be an app that tells you where the good toilets are.
Like a George Costanza app.
Yeah.
Like George Costanza.
I used to go in when I was in the city to the Sofitel. And I used to go up to whatever level it was that was like public access to the restaurant just to take like a shit with the window with the view. It was amazing.
There's a restaurant in past South Morang, past Mill Park, down that way, like called Farm Vigoro, and the toilets, the male urinals have a window and it outlooks the whole farm.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
How peaceful.
I remember I was on one of those cruise boats up the Yarra, and again, same thing. Like the urinals are right at the back of the ship.
Yeah,
makes sense. If all the waste goes out the back, nobody wants to smell that. The window's out the back, so you're taking a piss. Lovely view of the Yarra,
and you're feeling it too because you see water and you want to pee more. It's that whole thing. But I still don't know why phones keep asking me, oh, have you used this app before? Yes! I transferred all my stuff across. Just let me use the phone like the way I want it to work.
I think not enough. I think, Turch, you've had a new phone. You need more tutorials. It needs to be like a university where, they actually force you to do like the academic integrity course.
Yeah. Continuing on with that technology thing, I think this goes across as well to applying for jobs. Now, I recently updated all my LinkedIn stuff. Very exciting, I know. But
wow.
But sometimes I know. But sometimes you can apply for jobs through LinkedIn, or you find a job and it's like, hey, instead of uploading your resume and typing things in, we'll just read everything from your LinkedIn account, and you're like, oh,
an AI is going to read everything from your LinkedIn account.
What a time saver!
Yeah.
What a great thing! And then you look, and everything is in the wrong place, and you're like, it would have been quicker for me just to input the data in. One letter at a time, typing with one finger, than me having to reread everything to make sure you haven't doubled up, done all this. I don't. AI will never get there, and I think someone put this in perspective for me once. Is that we're really good at architecture. We're really good at building like proper architecture because we've been doing it for like 5,000 years. With all
Wait,
the,
do you mean Australians or the world?
just the world in general.
Okay.
It's people in general.
Because Australia can't even build an NBN network.
That's true. No, I'm talking like buildings. I'm talking like a building, right?
Yeah.
Like we know exactly, like engineers are so precise now, like they can use technology to actually aid them in building buildings straight, like, you know, how much pressure arches can have. They can do complex designs there because they understand every fundamental part down to every single scientific dot past the decimal point. You know
AKA,
what I mean?
we've had, as you say, 5,000 years of fucking up and having
Yeah.
accidental collapses to
Trial
work
and
out
error,
what to do.
Yeah.
But the architect used to be hung if their design fucked up.
That's why the Leaning Tower of Pisa is the way it is.
So you know, survival of the fittest.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've only been doing coding for like 60 years, maybe 70 years, right? And every single person I talk to who's in the computer engineering area basically goes, I just copied that guy's code and changed 2 things and hope for the best. And I'm like, that's what we've built. Like that, we're literally at the stage of, I hope this rock balances on the other rock.
Yeah.
And I hope this stick and my
I was amazed.
wet
because
stuff that I put together.
I know nothing about coding, but I was amazed that there's like a Turch, you could build a bridge. Okay, but let's just get the bridge built. Mm-hmm. All right, now it's a bridge. But now actually let's go back and build the bridge properly.
Yeah.
And that's like the code world.
Yeah.
There's like a get it sort of done and it works.
Yeah. And then
Now
yeah.
let's actually build it.
But that's what I mean. It's like someone built a bridge and it was like a small, like it crossed like a 2-meter gap, like in coding world. And they go, yes, perfect. We mastered this bridge, this 2-meter bridge. And someone then goes, oh, I now need it to build a 10-meter bridge. And they grab the old person's 2-meter code.
Control copy,
And
control
like,
paste.
times 5. And it caused all these issues. But like, yeah, but it's almost right. I mean, it's like, you know, it's short. And it's rickety.
Might not fit a truck.
It might not work, but it's halfway there. And then they continued like, oh, we'll just improve it over time. Rather than just going, well, why don't we just actually like make code for a 5-meter bridge? It's just do it from the, like, that would be like going, yeah, we're going to build a 2-meter bridge and then we're just going to stretch it out like stretch Armstrong, you know?
It's like a kid with their penis at the urinal
Yeah.
stretching.
It's getting flatter.
Yeah, fair enough.
Jess gave me this rant.
Yeah.
She went to the supermarket and she had the choice of 2 lanes. Now tell me which one you would take. One had 3 people on it, full shopping carts, and one had and it was a young woman as the cashier.
Okay.
And the other lane had no one else on it, but this woman who's almost finished emptying her trolley.
Yeah.
But an old lady was the cashier. Who do you go to? Full shopping trolley, can't go through the self-serve.
Oh, I'm going to pick the old lady.
Okay, yeah, Dan, who would you go for?
I completely forgot the first option. I'm sorry.
The first option was like a young woman.
Okay.
But like 3 shopping trolleys full, of three customers, 3 shopping trolleys full. The old lady had 1 person who was almost finished unpacking.
So here's the thing, Turch.
This is a tougher question than the wheels one. This is real life.
The young lady's going to be faster because she's got no time for your bullshit and she wants to get through everyone as quick. But the old lady's going to take longer, but you're going to have a better time because she's going to be more into having a nice
Is
conversation.
the old lady serving another old lady? Because I feel like there's a 15-minute conversation there.
Old lady serving old lady is like dividing by 0. You get like a black hole coming. Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened. Apparently, this woman was trying to tell not even an old lady, apparently like a mum of like 35, 40,
Yeah.
of like which park she should go to with her child.
Because I sort of...
The young lady
Yeah.
finished all 3 shopping things.
Uh-huh.
Jess had already unpacked half of her
Yeah.
stuff. And she's looking over at the young lady going, and the old, giving that look like, and the young lady's like, I'm so sorry. Like, you could have come here, you could have had a great time.
I have to admit, I haven't really faced that problem because I only buy like 5 or 6 things when I go to the shop.
Yeah.
I don't do a full...
Bananas,
Yeah.
condoms,
Yeah.
lube.
Lube, yeah.
And
steak.
a flower just to gift your arsehole afterwards.
Jugs magazine.
Women's Health magazine.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, Kieran, cut me out.
Yeah, no, Aldi's different. Aldi, they get the shit through. There's no chit chat.
They're programmed. They are robots.
Okay, so the correct answer to your question then is fuck whatever big brand supermarket you're going to. Go to Aldi instead.
But Aldi's big brand. Like, is IGA small? I don't even know.
IGA's great.
See, but if I was Jess,
there was definitely illegalistically cheap alcohol at my local IGA during lockdown.
That's
which
not illegal. It's just
good,
what they sell.
Good wink, fun wink.
You know what?
Yeah, but if I was Jess, I would have been on my phone, like just whatever, and probably not even realize that the old lady had been talking to the old lady for that entire time.
You would have been very productive. Check your local Reddit. Check your subreddit that you like. Check
That's
your
productive.
That was. You can tell I use Reddit all the time. I was gonna say, check your subreddit. Fucking do the daily Wordle. Go and annoy some.
Probably would have been doing Wordle.
Go and harass some semi-communist on TikTok. I don't know.
If only you said I responded to my emails or checked what's happening at work, not played a word game and then checked a social media outlet. I would have agreed with you.
I would have been on the Victorian Socialist Facebook page because I'm obsessed with them and going
just been like,
what are those fuckers up to?
Those guys. Every single time you send me something, I'm like, these people are genuinely
crazy,
low IQ.
Yeah,
very low IQ. I just want free shit.
Yeah,
amazing.
Which is also great because the federal election's coming up and they're already they had this crowd of, let's say, 100 people, which I'm like, well done. But you've got 8 candidates and you've got 100 people for your launch. I'm like, you're really not going to succeed.
The United Australia Party has more candidates and more people. And more people voting for it, potentially
They
voting
just need to
for
get the anti Clive Palmer on their side and it'd be a bit of a battle of the bands between those two.
That'd be good. No, I think the Greens are sort of... I think the Greens and here's a prediction. Terrible prediction. Bad take. The Greens and the United Australia Party will get the same amount of seats in Parliament in this election.
My favourite ad after the previous election was the one that IKEA put up on the big billboards. It said, "Hey Clive, you spent $60 million and not one seat. We can do you a better deal." Don't know if you remember seeing that, but it was the best ad. It was the best post-election ad.
See, this is the thing. Conspiracy theory. Where did Big Kev go? Where did Clive Palmer have? Have you ever seen those two people in the same room?
Who's Big Kev?
Remember Big Kev? He was doing the cleaning products and his slogan was, "I'm excited."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, big guy, bald, white hair, fat, and all that sort of stuff. He sort of just disappeared, and suddenly Clive Palmer's a billionaire. It comes down, and you're like, what's going on here? Conspiracy? Have anyone ever seen them in the same room? I definitely haven't. Could they be the same person? Potentially.
This is that movie with the magician and the twins.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. It's Christopher Nolan one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Prestige.
That's the one. Yep.
Which is hilarious because when I watched Prestige, I was on my phone and my housemate was like, "You actually need to watch this."
It's a proper
it's a proper
thinker.
Yeah. And I don't know. Have you watched it? Have you seen it?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know they were twins until the very end.
That's the point of the film.
My housemates were like, "Yeah, it was clearly obvious there was a twin." I was like, "You picked that up in the film?"
There are subtle hints, but yeah, the ending is it's a twin.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Well, it's a 15 to 20-year-old movie by
now.
It? Oh yeah, it's early 2000s.
Oh, shit. Oh, where have I been?
How long does it have to be until you don't have to say spoiler alert? Do I say spoiler alert 9/11, bad things happen? That was 21 years ago now,
The best one to say is for those historical films. Speaking of Nolan, if you said, Dunkirk, spoiler alert, the Germans win.
What, the Nazis? Are you a
World War II in Nazi? I wonder how this will end.
Oh, whatever happened to that Hitler guy? That JFK was a real cool cat. He became president again.
Yeah.
Oh, John Lennon. What a nice walk he's having back to his house.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Dan, you got some rants for? You got something you want to rant about? Or Kieran? I think Kieran. No, Dan definitely.
You know what? You messaged me earlier today. It's like, you better have your rant ready.
Always.
And I go, I haven't actually thought of anything, but then I was thinking this afternoon because
You know what? Put it out there. You know that this show is all about getting angry about stuff. And I come on your show, do hours of research and work.
Yeah.
Hey, come with something you're angry about. Nah, I got nothing.
But it's always food with me because, big wog man likes his food. But anyway, as you know, Turch, as you know so well.
Of course.
But it's always to do with food. You've had your supermarket rant. It's semi-related to supermarkets. It's just paying for stuff that has an expensive price and doesn't quite live up to the hype of it. So as I was explaining to you before the show, I cooked my girlfriend Wagyu beef for the first time.
Yes.
Now, it was quite nice. It was really good. I made some killer...
What marble score was it?
6 to 7.
Okay, so 6 to 7.
So you're a steak guy.
You're Australian
Yes.
Wagyu, or are we talking Japanese Wagyu?
That's difference.
No, Australian Wagyu.
No, so Australian cow
How does
Wagyu.
Australian Wagyu go compared to, like, obviously it's not as good as the Japanese one, but compared to the rest of the world, it's Wagyu.
Wow.
Or we the only one that do Wagyu?
Marble of 6 to 7 should be good. What cut of meat was it?
Scotch.
Okay, all right. So this should be good. So
Yeah.
right now, what this information is telling me is you fucked up the
Yeah,
cooking.
that's what
Out of 10, I'd probably say about 7.5. Like, apart from not probably having the level of sear that I would have liked.
Did you have a really hot pan?
Yeah, I used a cast iron.
Cast iron?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How long did you warm up the cast iron pan?
A few minutes. Wait till the oil was sizzling. Put the garlic and the rosemary in.
Oh,
the butter.
you do that
No,
after.
you don't burn the oil
Yeah.
Didn't
in the pan. You get the pan hot.
Didn't burn the oil.
You know?
It was actually butter, so I was trying to make sure the butter didn't burn.
Oh, that's why.
Right.
You gotta put olive oil to cook because it's a higher heat temperature, and then butter you put at the end for the
flavor,
basting.
for the basting, yeah.
I'm gonna furiously take notes now just to
You get
remember.
the cast iron really hot,
Yeah,
but you make sure the Wagyu is at room temperature.
Yeah.
which I did.
Yeah. And then you salt and pepper and
Which I did.
yeah. And butter it up or oil it up.
I think it's
Oil it up.
It's the he used butter in the pan instead of.
Yeah, the butter's
I put a
going
slight
last.
look, and it
the
didn't
butter's
have.
going to burn.
It didn't have the right amount of sear, but it was cooked incredibly well through. Well, I mean well. I don't mean well done. I mean it was very even.
Medium rare.
Yeah.
Sort of
Oh, it was rare, not even
Beautiful.
that,
Yeah,
not even that medium. But the meat tasted nice, and it was like nicely marbled, so it was like nice and tender. But I've bought non-Wagyu steaks for like half the price of that, and they've come out just as good.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of things that you buy and you go, that was
Not worth
it's
it.
like going to a restaurant and you go, everyone's like, oh, it's amazing, and you go, you got to have this, and you have it, and you're like, oh, it's not bad. I find that like I'm pretty sure you're the same. You go to like Italian restaurants, and you go, oh, you gotta go like have this pizza, it's amazing, and then you have it like, oh, I could probably make. Just
there are studies, right? All restaurants should be closed on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Because it could be the best restaurant in the world.
Your mum
but
always
if you
complain.
have been dragged to your stepmother's Mother's Day event and you're eating there, it is going to be a shit meal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Having an Italian mum, every meal is a terrible meal.
Yeah, terrible, of
He's
course.
like, oh, I could do this. It's better. Unless it's like in a really classy place.
Yeah.
Like it has to be like a brand name, like a Chanel type of,
Oh.
like Chanel handbags are no better than any other handbag, right?
It's just got the name.
But it's got the name. And it's the same for like my mum. And brand name like, oh, we're eating dinner at the Langham. It's like, oh, yeah, who cares? Like, do they make good food? Yeah, but it's the Langham. But does the food taste good? Like, or can I just go to the ramen bar down the road with my brother on Saturday? And that was really great. It was like $20.
Yeah.
And it was
And
amazing.
it's delicious and amazing and tasteful.
I reckon there's an inverse relationship between how expensive the ramen is and how good it is.
Oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
the cheaper
I get
it
that.
is, it's always better.
Yeah, because they just put more MSG.
You just need a different Wagyu guy. Now, I've got a Wagyu guy. You just need a better Wagyu guy.
I probably do. Like,
Yeah.
This is the 30-year-old man talk of, I've got a Coke guy. Now it's like, I got a Wagyu guy. This is really good. He's been my butcher for a couple of years now.
No,
he cuts my meat.
It's even shadier than that, Turch. It's even. You know how I used to sell cinnamon shoe inserts?
Of course. This is a real thing.
Great entrepreneurial experience that was.
I have many questions, but I'll hold off on them.
I've got a Vietnamese guy who has. I text him and say I'd like to get some Wagyu. He then sends me to a Vietnamese shop in Sunshine.
Yes.
Which is just, that's an experience in itself. And then I say I'm picking up the Wagyu, and then I get the Wagyu.
What a
Nice.
story, Mark.
You were mentioning me about this exact guy beforehand. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I'll have to try this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Asian butchers. They seem to have the cheapest meat that are the best quality. I don't know why.
I don't even get it from a butcher. It's a cafe.
Ah.
So they're ordering stuff in, and
Yeah.
this is like, this is the stuff we don't really want, but still good. Might as well sell it for a profit.
It's still pretty good. So you need a guy.
I need a guy. Exactly.
I could be your guy.
You can be my guy for the guy. And what's your cut going to be? What's your commission?
I'm totally marking up whatever I pay. I'm not telling you how much I pay.
Look, I got this Wagyu, as I said before the show. I said I know 6 different ways that word is pronounced,
And they're all right.
and they're all. The only reason why I got this Wagyu is because it was already on discount. But
Maybe that's why. Was it not the pasta that used by date, was it?
It was on the best before, so
Okay,
it was
fine.
still fine.
You're safe.
Anyway,
I
it
find
still
that,
tasted
like,
fine.
I find that with things like saffron. Like, saffron is so expensive, and I've never gone, I'm really dying for the taste of saffron. Whereas I can go, yeah, this could use a little bit more salt all the time. And
Yeah.
salt's dirt cheap.
What about truffle?
So I could take or leave it.
Okay.
It's got such
it
distinct
depends.
taste, though.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think I would rather spend the extra money on a nice cheese.
Yeah.
Like a truffle cheese.
Yeah, I guess so. But the cheese has to be good because the truffle is just the taste of truffle.
Yeah.
But you put truffle in like I think a wheel of Cracker Barrel. Like it's not going to make the Cracker Barrel cheese any better.
I nothing wrong about Cracker Barrel. Come on.
Cracker Barrel, but no one's buying truffle infused Cracker Barrel cheese. But if you buy like a really nice, like a nice Parmigiano Reggiano or a nice something like
I feel
that.
like I could say anything but just put the Italian, like a nice a Bolgonetto.
There was a big thing happening back when Italy made the World Cup because they didn't again.
Oh, yes, I heard about that the other day.
We won the Euro. Shh, it's okay. And it's like you just get any Italian name and just say it's like there was a guy there like Balotelli. It's like Balotelli penne. And it's like could be a delicious, delicious pasta dish.
Turch penne.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, stuff that's more expensive than it should be. That wasn't supposed to be on my rant. This is the rant part.
Oh, here we go.
Wow.
So I was in Adelaide last month.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Thank
my
you. Yeah, that's the
apologies.
rant. I was in
My
Adelaide.
condolences.
Bang. Yeah.
That's the end of the show, guys.
And they do have this lovely market in the middle of town.
Oh, Adelaide is shit.
We'll get onto that in a sec. But the rest of the food that I got in the market was really good.
Did you get
But
an
then
AB?
there was a
Did you get an AB?
A what?
I'll tell you about an AB later.
Okay, yeah, please do. No, so I
My
went.
dad's
There was this
story
coffee
about
store.
Adelaide as well.
There was this coffee store, right? That you go in and they got it's like going into I don't know. It's like going to a bottle and you got like the lines of beers on the thing. You go into this coffee stall and it's just rows upon rows of different beans and it tells you where they're from, like how robust it is, whatever the fuck that means. Like, what the blend is like.
Full-bodied, all those
all those
buzzwords.
Now, I've just gotten into coffee this year because Mum gifted me a percolator for Christmas, which has just been so good. And I've been using this really good Melbourne coffee brand called, I think it's called Daily Street.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Definitely really nice. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go to this fancy coffee place, get myself a nice batch of it. It's going to taste amazing. And I go, can you get me a nice strong blend? And he goes, here, try this Brazilian variety. It's like, perfect. Smells good. Might stank out the hotel room for the next 2 days, but The smells finally subsided when I got home. I was like, cool, I'm going to try my coffee. I've been meaning to do it. Put it in the percolator, brew it as you normally do. Take a sip, and I'm like, this is terrible. It was all in the smell.
Yeah.
Like, I should have had it in that first day.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is like twice the price of the shit I normally get, and it's twice as worse.
Rule number 1, Adelaide people don't do coffee. Rule number 2, don't go to Adelaide. Which should really be rule number 1, don't go to Adelaide.
It's basically the same rule.
Adelaide has no nightlife.
Yeah.
Bar one street. So there's this one street near the main train
That's
station.
what the bar's called.
Is that
Bar
near the
One
casino?
Street.
It is near the casino, yeah. It's called, I don't know, if any of your listeners are from Adelaide, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I think it's called like Henley Street or something like that. And I noticed that all the late night bars were in that area. And then I was like, okay, go and check it out on a Saturday night. And it was fucking hectic. Like there was, imagine King Street, Chapel Street, High Street, and all the dodgy brothels in Melbourne combined into one like 200-meter strip. That's what it was amazing. Like. I saw 3 separate punch-ups happen, 3 questionable uses of physical force against their significant other. Pretty nasty shit.
And like, it's funny.
There's just
it could have been a woman hitting a man. I'm just not.
No, I'm not elaborating. Like it was like shit that you see every now and again, but not all the time, and not in a 15-minute window.
That's true.
It was hectic.
I'm gonna tell you. So my mum tells this story about my dad. My dad, like when they were young, before they had me, goes, "Hey, hop in my car. We're gonna drive to Adelaide. Just for why not?"
Yeah, it's only 9 hours down the road.
750 if you speed.
Boomers really love driving places because petrol was cheap, and the world wasn't ruined by them. So they hop in the car, and they just start driving to Adelaide. And my dad starts, going fast because road speed.
Because the country cops back then, you just gave him a bribe or
apologise. Come
on.
Yeah. So my dad starts speeding, because the speed limit should be double what they are. And then they get closer to Adelaide, closer to Adelaide into South Australia, close to Adelaide, and this cop sees my dad speeding, pulls him to the side, and the cop goes, "Do you know how fast you were going?" And Dad goes, "Yeah, I was going, 160 or something like that." And the cop goes, "Oh, why are we going so fast?" He goes, "Oh, I wanted to get to Adelaide before it closes." And the cop wrote him a ticket and handed him straight over. Bam. And that was...
Before it closes at 4 p.m.
And the great thing is, my mum goes, "That's the most memorable part of Adelaide." That's her Adelaide story.
Why were you in Adelaide?
Why not?
Oh,
have you actually ever been?
I've been to Adelaide twice.
Okay. Yeah.
Or 3 times.
I need to get out of town. I was sick of lockdowns.
The closest I got was Mount Gambier. That's as close as
I was going to say, Melburnians go north.
Yeah. Sunnier weather.
I don't want to be like... I'm hipster.
Not back into the past.
I don't give a shit about Queensland.
Yeah, fair
enough. I came from New South Wales.
Oh, there.
So it's like, fuck that.
Right, okay. Well, why don't you go to Western Australia? That's
They were closed. They were closed, Kieran.
Yeah. That's still only just open.
They've just
Mark McGowan stand, not happening.
He's doing something right because my uncle, how he's not a Liberal politician, I don't know, loves Mark McGowan.
Well, there you go.
Oh, they all do.
And
Yeah.
I just go, I don't get this. I'm going there on Friday to Perth.
You had to do an investigative report, like
I think we should do a live show from my hotel room on Saturday, and I'll give you an update of Perth.
We'll just record it and then bring it in. We'll just play it for an episode.
Yeah,
but yeah, honestly, it's like it's weird. It has about the nightlife of a town the size of Bendigo, but they act like they're all up themselves. Wow. It's so funny.
I've got a rant.
You got a rant?
Bananas.
Yeah. What's the deal?
I don't know what it is, but Aldi bananas at the moment,
not good.
Half of them are bruised and smushed.
So you got to get a better bananas.
Well, they look good on the outside.
the inside that counts.
It's like the work experience kid, like with the forklift, has just dropped like a whole crate.
Right.
Yeah.
How many bananas are you eating?
I have a banana a day.
Banana a day?
Yeah.
Oh. So if we like waved a Geiger counter over you, you'd like go off the charts from potassium, would
Yeah,
you?
that's right.
You attract a few mosquitoes every now and again. Because apparently
You
they
just want
like...
to keep that lactic acid to like 0.
Yeah.
What?
They help with lactic acid.
Do they? I have an hour before I do my workout.
Yeah.
I have a banana.
Yeah, they help like...
Because I realised toast wasn't a good idea.
No.
Or, all these other things.
No, because it's got...
Just be coughing for the next hour.
Yeah.
Natural sugar's good and
apples were no good.
Helps remove any lactic acid, or keeps like the lactic acid from building up.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. I just went, it's the one that doesn't make me like puke when I...
My dad swears by them when he goes cycling. He's like,
so very, very, very annoyed that I've only been able to be eating half a banana recently.
So when you go to the shops and
Yeah.
you buy your 2 items, when I said bananas as a joke, that was true.
Yeah.
My partner brought home a bunch of bananas that her mum had given her because her mum just buys
Too much?
Malaysian mums. They just buy everything in bulk for the sake of buying it in bulk, even if they have no intention of eating it.
Yeah.
So she'd probably bought like 14 bunches.
Yeah.
Comes home with a bunch of bananas. I'm like, okay, I'll have one for morning tea. The bottom half was crusty.
Oh, yeah.
Like there are many things a banana can be, but crusty is not one of them. I'll tell you that.
I saw a thing on YouTube, and apparently people in America like having things inside their banana. So there's this machine you can buy on Amazon where it takes out the center of straightens the banana, takes out the center of the banana, and then you can fill it with like Nutella or peanut butter or anything like that. And I'm just like, that defeats the whole purpose of eating a banana.
No, it is. It's not just with bananas though. I was watching like one of those like online like the Instagram chefs or whatever they call YouTube chefs or whatever. He's American and he's like, "Oh, you've got my watermelon. Oh, I'll salt the watermelon." Like it was like this video of him like showing people how to cut fruit, and like every time he's like, "Oh, before you eat it, put a little bit of seasoning on it." I'm like,
no, watermelon is delicious as it is.
What are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
How much? So watermelon, hey? What we want to do is remove the water content by salting it.
No, you don't do that. You get the vodka bottle and you cut a hole in it.
You know what? You say that, but do you remember I did that up at Phillip Island?
Yeah, it was so alcoholic.
Okay, one bite was, and then you got closer to the centre. Like, where's the alcohol?
Yeah.
And that was soaking for like 2 days. It was a good period of time. So their watermelons must not be very.
We'll have
watery.
to try a rum ham.
A rum ham.
I once, my worst party idea was making a thing that I called rummy bears. Basically getting gummy bears and then soaking them in rum. Yeah. Like Bacardi, just a white rum. Now, the idea sounds amazing, like, sugar and rum.
More sugar.
Yeah. It's terrible. They tasted so terrible. Like they just swole up like about 3 times the size and they look like they were a dying mass. It's like they'd been in the Chernobyl reactor and like they're just like tumors coming out of all parts of their bodies.
You haven't seen me since I got married. And at our wedding, it was an open bar. And the place I
hope so.
It was amazing.
Jeez.
No, but like with spirits as well.
Oh.
Yeah, and the place made its own gin. It made its own like Italian spirits. It made whiskey as well. But like even like their top shelf whiskey was part of the package. So I was going around to a family member and they go, an older family member, an auntie of my wife's, and she's like, I found the best drink. And I'm like, well, you're obviously having the gins. The gins you can attest.
Gins are fucking amazing. Yeah.
The whiskey also amazing. They had the Starwood whiskies there, all great choices. I go, what have you chosen? He goes, your little cousins, who is like 19 and 20, goes, your little cousins got me onto this. It's Bacardi and cranberry. And I went, can you like go away now? I can't believe I'm now actually related to you. And then I go up to my 19-year-old cousins. I go, can you stop drinking this point? Like you were going to get sick tomorrow. They're like, no, it tastes great. I go get yourself a gin and tonic and just drink that. Because the gin and tonic, a bottle is like $100, and a bottle of Bacardi, I think they give those away for free when you're 18.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
only 18-year-old women buy that as a drink.
The preservatives will fuck you up. But they're 18. They can bounce back. They'll be hungover for an hour. They'll eat some KFC. And then, life will be good again.
I can't believe KFC is as big as it is still.
What do you mean?
Do you know anyone that goes to KFC on a regular basis?
No, but I drive past KFC and I also see why I don't associate with anyone
That's
who's
what
in the
I
KFC.
mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You know what? You drive past the McDonald's and you go, well, I wouldn't mind like a Big Mac. Yeah, I could.
Though I do
like...
occasionally visit KFC.
But I drive past a KFC and I'm like, I don't feel like this ever. Like, there's no point in time I go, ooh, I feel like a Zinger burger. Like, no one has ever said that.
I didn't grow up. Like, I grew up with McDonald's as a kid. I think that's the strong association. I can drive past a Hungry Jack's, nothing.
Yeah, I get it.
I can drive past KFC, nothing. Red Rooster, don't even know they exist.
Yeah, that's a money laundering front. It has to be at this point in time, right?
McDonald's, yeah. There's always that. I don't know. I've got that strong like when I'm driving past McDonald's, it's like it's calling me in.
A positive association. Yeah.
So. I do like that. I do like the onion rings. The Hungry Jack's Burger King onion rings. Hungry Jack's onion rings, yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
You gotta like things.
Yeah.
You know what Will Smith didn't like?
What a segue.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, the Oscars just happened. And the only time anything ever interesting happened at the Oscars happened at this Oscars. And that is black on black violence. Sorry, do you want? I'm not even up to the worst part of my take yet.
The amount of white privilege.
Not only that.
That a man could hit another man and not be kicked out.
Excuse me. We are living in MAGA country.
Yeah.
And I happen to know from a bit of research that Jesse Smollett directed and wrote that act of black on black violence.
Do you know what? And I know we've got the bingo cards, and I know I'm about to do a
Please.
bingo card violation here.
Please.
I was teaching during all of that, and I finished teaching, and it was just, fuck! I was like, what's happened? Like something big's happened. Like the world has exploded.
I really do think I'm going to sound conspiratorial once again, but I do think it was all an act because it just didn't seem real in the sense of how that man, how Chris Rock acted.
I just wish Chris Rock had said after he got slapped, Will Smith must have mistaken me for her ex.
Yeah, and
I think
no, I was thinking the best one would have been it hits him, goes down. He's like, wow, what a punchline.
Yeah.
The other one I thought up of in the car was I thought the slap up was at the after party.
I think that's the thing that annoys me the most is that, and I don't know if this is a bad take or not. I just thought the
people calling Chris Rock a professional. He didn't have a comeback line after that.
Yeah,
I think the fact that he didn't, like, he's a comedian, right?
Yeah.
And basically that was a heckle.
Yeah.
Right. And I've seen many
a
comedians.
bit more than just a heckle.
But that's what I mean. Like, it was because they're friends, right? But like, that's a heckle in any sort of case. A violent heckle. Let's go with that. If that was Ricky Gervais or Jimmy Carr or Bill Burr or Patrice O'Neill or Eddie Murphy in his prime, Dave Chappelle, all of those people would have been like, okay, you don't like me talking about your wife's baldness.
Yeah, they would have doubled
fucking
down.
hell,
doubled down and got into it.
Let me fucking destroy you. And I think that's the next layer of why I hate this the most. Because the joke he made was about a medical illness that most men suffer from. But yet you can absolutely 100% make jokes about bald guys. But you make one fucking joke about a bald woman. And you can slap the thing. Which just means in the future that if you ever make a joke about a woman, people can come and beat you violently. That's what the Oscars has taught me. That if you're a black man and you don't like something that's said about your partner, you can go beat that person up. That's the lesson I learned.
I do reckon, going on the stage thing. Yeah, I think just Chris Rock had the idea because I think he was trying to remain relevant.
Yeah, I think. Well, same as Will Smith. Like, I didn't even know what the film was that he was in.
Oh, I remember watching the trailer for it, and I'm like, this looks terrible. It's like he's the dad of the Williams sisters.
And I know
or whatever.
that he was. I think Jada was in the latest, like.
Yeah.
Matrix.
Can we all agree that the Oscars is shit?
Oh yeah, or they've just put in diversity quotas now into the films.
No one cares about the Oscars anymore because everything's on Netflix.
Well, no
the
one
streaming
cares about
film won this year, though.
Yeah.
You know what? Musicians don't care about the Grammys, right? Musical theatre people don't care about whatever the musical theatre one is. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, the Tonys.
The Tonys.
Oh, the Tonys is just shows anyway.
Yeah.
All these musical bits do like a 5-minute number.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't think the average person cares about... That would be like someone coming into PricewaterhouseCoopers and watching their award show. It's like, oh, he was the best consultant in 2020.
It's like when you walk into wherever you work and like, we won Choice Award 5 years in a row.
That was pretty cool.
Everybody knows, though, the only reason why people like those things is because of the free booze at the end of it.
I mean, I had to sort of be dragged to the fucking awards last year. I won an award. And I
reluctantly.
And I actually, had to turn up because I had to accept like the award. It was just, I really didn't want to be there.
Yeah. And I think that's the whole thing with the Oscars themselves. The interest in celebrity, maybe because of social media, but I think just the interest in celebrity now has just been on a massive decline over time. People...
Where are the TikTok awards?
That'd be over in 30 seconds, right?
Where are the people banned? Where are the people banned off YouTube awards?
That's us. I think the lack of care people have for celebrities in general. Like, we just want to see celebrities be in shows and then shut up. Like, I respect... Like, my favorite guitarist of all time is Buckethead, right?
Republicans wear Nike shoes
That's right.
too.
Look,
that will go down in history as a great quote.
My favorite guitarist is Buckethead, right?
Yeah.
And he...
Does he wear a bucket on his head?
Yeah, he wears a KFC bucket on his head and wears a white mask, right?
He's like, there's his album. You got the album.
I got that one. I got this one too. Got Elephant Man's Alarm. That's his signature too. I got it signed.
Oh, nice.
And that one there signed as well. Crime Scene Slot, great album as well. But the great thing about he's been playing music for 30, 35 years, and he's done like one interview, and all he does is he just keeps putting out new albums, like 10, 12 albums a year of just cool guitar stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. You could be a socialist, but I don't know, so I don't care. Because you just keep making art. But I really think it sometimes is hard to distinguish someone's politics or someone's views on social media, this and that, from their art sometimes. And it actually ruins the person. Like, I don't respect you as a person. It's sort of hard to respect their art.
Would you respect me? Because I told you I'm going in for council elections next year, where I'm going to fix the bins, fix the traffic lights, and we're going to stop the money going to Williamstown, and we're going to bring it back to Laverton.
Yeah, I respect that.
Oh, good.
Wow, I didn't know politics on the west side got so fucking nasty.
I don't know if that's actually true, but they're good talking points.
Good talking points. You've already got halfway to there to being a career politician. Now he's got to know where to take the bribes properly so no one picks up on it.
Big thing is, I can just imagine you get up there. So what do you mean you're going to get the money back? What we need... It's a great question, by the way. What we need here is... We deserve fresh flags for our lifesavers who work on these beaches so hard. We deserve...
And volunteer their time.
We deserve to give them nice, fresh... That's just one thing I'm going to do. But fresh flags for the lifesavers, that's what I promise. Like, something so stupid. When people go, lifesavers and volunteers, yeah, give them stuff. Fresh flags, that's proud, like saluting, all that sort of stuff. That's what I see you doing.
Yeah.
But even if... Okay, so if this Will Smith thing is not like a planned out thing, that just makes it... He just went up and assaulted a man.
Am I wrong though? You going on about like, oh, I don't care about that kind of shit. But I don't know about you, but like, am I bad for saying that I find this shit incredibly entertaining? Like 95% of the other people that do not give a shit about the Oscars. Like, can I go in and say like, this is fucking funny. I don't care who got hurt.
Two guys fighting is funny.
Yes.
But I don't need the Oscars part. Like, I'd rather watch.
I just wanted Dana White from the UFC to be like, next week in the octagon, Will Smith.
That's what I mean. Like, all these YouTubers now are going boxing. Fuck, get Will Smith and Chris Rock in the boxing ring. Like, get them.
Oh, Jake Paul's probably going to fight both. He's probably going to offer to fight both of them next, knowing him.
I'm sure Jake Paul is immensely more popular than both Will Smith and Chris Rock combined. Let's face it, right? He could absolutely in the next guy go, I'm going to fight Will Smith. I'm going to, take... And I think a lot of comedians... I
just want Ricky Gervais to host the Oscars next year.
Well, that'll never happen because it's either... It'll never happen because they know he'll be too brutal. And he says things on, like, there's obviously a list of things you can't talk about. And he just goes, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Or he's going to get up there and go, I'm going to make sure I get slapped by everybody.
He's like, I'm going to aim to be like that scene in Airplane.
Yeah. Wake up, you need to do it. Yeah, so that's that next level I think we got to think about. And yes, I agree. Like this part was the entertaining part. But if they just said, hey, we're actually going to do celebrity wrestling, remember that show back in the day?
Put them on those Japanese game shows.
Yeah. All right. These are the nominees. They have to run through the wall to get their Oscar. Whoever takes it. It's like MXC, playing all that. They have to run through the obstacle course or run through the rollers. I think that's what I'd rather just that. That's why Australia's Funniest Home Videos was the best show on television. Because that is exactly what the internet is now.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the American one isn't as good because I've watched a few of the episodes. So the American one's on.
Does it still happen?
Yeah, so the American one was hosted by Bob Saget, and it's now on Disney Plus to watch. Right? So
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Wow, they've dipped their toes in every single thing.
They got everything now.
Jeez.
So I watched an episode, and the difference between the American one and the Australian one is night and day.
Because the Australian one had the funny voiceovers.
Yes.
And that's what made
it.
Oh, yeah, I just got to... Oh, you want to do that? That was the voice, and that's all I can hear in my head. And the American one doesn't have that. So Jess and I muted it, and we're just doing the voices ourselves.
My favorite out of all time, and I think it won they had the popular choice, like the People's Choice video where they literally would tally out the votes of the most voted video. It won that year, and for good reason. And the voiceover was literally, never laugh at the poo because the poo will always get the last laugh. And it's just this kid that just falls like it's pissing himself laughing at a dog poo, and then just falls flat on, face flat right into it. Funny as shit. But that would have won a JVC home entertainment system.
A 32-inch widescreen plasma TV with surround sound. Or the other great show where they always announced great prizes was Price is Right.
Price is Right.
A new car!
And Hey, it's Saturday.
Oh, come on. You've got to remember.
Didn't really have...
Pluck a Duck.
You know what? I follow Pluck a Duck on Facebook, and once every 2 years he posts one thing. Look at that!
So that's just some former intern from Channel 9 just going, shit, we haven't put anything on the Pluck a Duck page.
I remember.
Shit, my KPI for the year.
Yeah.
One Pluck a Duck video
I
per
remember trying
annum.
to explain what Hey It's Saturday was to a bunch of Americans when I went on another show.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to get a bunch of Americans on our show, and we're going to play them Hey It's Saturday. And they're just going to...
Yeah. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. Get them doing a reaction video of that blackface skit that got what's his name really riled up.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
I do remember that one there. But I tried to explain what Hey Hey Saturday was like. It's a variety show that had musicians on, a lot of Australian music. And then they also had comedy bits.
And Daryl.
And then Daryl Summers. And then they had a talent show. Remember Red Faces? And then we had a prize section where pluck a duck. A guy dressed in a duck suit would come on, and he would ride a bike and spin around a clothesline with mini plucker ducks on him, so you could win a prize. Here's a great one. And also on the show, the co-host of the show for Daryl used to be an ostrich, and then swapped over to a hat and a wig on a stick called Dickie Knee. And all of this is true. I don't know what's happening in this world. Much simpler time.
So you saying then, Turch, that you blame the entirety of all the bullshit we're going through now purely because of the cancellation of Hey Hey It's Saturday?
Oh, absolutely, Mr. Summers. Anyone got any news?
Yeah, right here. By the way.
Can you imagine Daryl Summers and Dickie Knee hosting the Oscars? Oh, that was a big slap. I wouldn't mind shining up her head, Mr. Summers.
Sad news. Just thought
she didn't even raise an eyebrow. Why is that bad? Sorry.
Sad news. Just thought do a public announcement. Mrs. Palmer's is closing down.
It is.
What?
Is.
Oh, okay.
I have no
to
context.
Mrs. Palmer's? So Mrs. Palmer's is a restaurant in the city, in Melbourne City.
Yeah, they just serve Palmer's.
All they do is Palmer's. That's it.
When are they closing so I can actually go before they do?
April 14th.
Oh, all right. Well, got to make that booking.
Yeah. They're closing down. Very, very sad after 15 years.
Right.
Of running.
Yeah. All right. Time for some news. I'm not sure if you've heard about what's happening in Sri Lanka.
Oh, I know what's happening because I wrote this article in too.
Did you?
I think it is.
This is the first,
is this one about a certain paper?
It is about a certain paper. Sri Lanka is one of the first countries to really be impacted by the global events at the moment. They are in massive debt. Mm-hmm. If you go onto Twitter and just type in Sri Lanka, you'll see people queuing for like 8 hours to get fuel for their car.
Yeah.
And the government has had to cancel school exams because they've got no paper.
What's their fax number? I'll fax them.
School principals cannot hold the test as printers are unable to secure foreign exchange to import necessary paper and ink.
So they can't. It's not that they can't get the paper; it's just they can't get the actual cash.
Well,
what's that?
Well, they've got the money; they just can't get it in.
Well, they also don't have money. Like,
yeah, because the printers run out of ink; they can't print anymore.
Sri Lanka cancelled exams for millions of school students as the country ran out of printing paper. With Colombo short on dollars to finance imports, education authorities have said term tests scheduled a week from Monday were postponed indefinitely due to an acute paper shortage.
Amazing.
As Sri Lanka contends with its worst financial crisis since independence since 1948.
So the worst part about Sri Lanka is that people from Sri Lanka live there.
No
I don't know
joke.
anything about Sri Lanka.
The Korean barbecue place I go to has a Sri Lankan chef.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him, and he just goes, I just wish some country would buy Sri Lanka.
Just take it over.
Just take it over.
Because they're real small. Are they an island?
Yeah, they're an island.
They're off India.
Yeah, and he just said the government's corrupt.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so how good? Imagine that. Can't do your exams.
Well,
Exams cancelled.
Look, I guess.
You know, I'd be pissed if I was like their equivalent of year 12. I'd be fucking pissed. You know why? Because think about it, when you're in year 12 and you kind of take shit seriously, you've studied for that exam like how many months in advance? So here you come in a week out, you think I'm going to nail this, and then bam, sorry, cancelled, not happening. You would be punching holes in the fucking plaster because of how frustrated about how many hours you've wasted on studying.
I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have actually studied. So.
Oh, for you it's like, oh, okay. Exam, no exam?
Can you imagine trying to talk to a teacher in Sri Lanka. Like, teachers are annoying as it is, but teacher, we don't even have enough money for paper. It's like, fuck off! Like, leave the kids go play outside or something. They can run laps. It's better than whatever you're teaching them.
No joke. Go on Twitter. Just type in Sri Lanka. It's just unbelievable what's happening there right now. It's just not talked about in the news.
Oh, well, only here on the We Only Do One Take podcast do we bring in such pressing
We're like the
issues.
project, but better.
Well, you know what? Me talking about me calling Will Smith hitting Chris, what's his name?
Chris Rock?
Chris Rock. I was going to say Chris Brown, but no. Chris Rock calling it black on black crime. I was
going to say,
better than a...
with a last name like Rock, no wonder it didn't hurt him.
Oh, he's out there to give out a... He's out there to give a... what did he say? He's trying to give the Oscar to something else, which is I'm here to we're here to give out a documentary. I mean an award.
I'm sorry, Will Smith. I'm gonna let you finish, but Kanye had one of the best interruptions at an award speech of all time.
Yeah, Kanye should be the president of the United States.
Do you let Kanye host next year? I reckon that'd be fun.
Be great.
I'd watch that.
Oh yeah. Do you remember when he went on TV like during the Katrina hurricane? A lot of things were flooded, and he's there with Mike Myers, and Mike Myers is reading off the auto cue, and then Kanye West goes a bit rogue, and then it's like, it's really bad for all the people down there, the Katrina, the black people, really bad, and then Mike Myers talks again, and then Kanye West just goes, George Bush doesn't care about black people. And then you can just see Mike Myers go. And then they cut to Chris Tucker, and he's like, I got a sad story.
Oh.
A couple is suing a fertility clinic after receiving male embryo. Right? So this lesbian couple go to a fertility clinic. Mm-hmm. And they go, hey, we want to have a baby. I want to put her egg in my womb with someone else's sperm.
Yeah.
And they're like, of course, we can do that. And then they go, also, we want it to be a girl.
Wow.
And the guy's like, well, we'll try.
We'll see.
It's not how, it's not just how it works.
You just come back from the Gattaca movie
right.
Marathon, haven't you?
All right, wait, here we go. So they're like, okay. So they go through the process. She's like, yeah, I'm definitely having a girl. So she gets pregnant. I'm definitely having a girl. And then they go through, it's a boy, congratulations. And she goes, literally, like going through the article, I'm trying to summarize it in a funnier way, but she basically goes, I have no attachment to this child now. I do not love it because it is raping me.
Okay. Do they not screen these candidates before?
Well, the reason, and then she goes, the reason I wanted a girl, not a boy, is because I've been sexually assaulted in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's got some deep trauma.
And I'm just like,
she needs many
and then
years of
I have
therapy.
no connection to this child. And then the woman who actually gave the egg to put into her partner is like, oh, I don't feel any connection at all now that it's a boy. So they've had the child, it's a boy. They're taking care of it. But even during the breastfeeding phase, she's like, I couldn't look at him and I didn't want to breastfeed him.
Wow.
And the kid's alive. It's healthy.
Yeah.
It's like 2 or 3 now. But now they're going back to the IVF fertility clinic and going, yeah, we're suing you because you didn't give us a girl.
Good luck with that.
I've got one question about this, and this is when they're doing the ultrasound, did they not see that and go, oh yeah, nice looking third leg?
No, that's what they mean. They told them, like, with the first time you could, I think it's after like 12 weeks or 15 weeks, can you tell the gender? It takes a while into the pregnancy. Because you're a blob for like, you're this small,
You're a blob that's accelerating in blobness.
Yeah. And then, so when they finally told them, like the whole way through, like, yeah, we're definitely having a girl. And then they said, no, it's a boy. And straight away, apparently, like, her brain just went, I don't like this baby. And you know what? It frustrates me a lot Because I know women with fertility issues. Like my aunties had fertility issues and they had to go through IVF, right? And even going through that, this woman had no real issues of getting pregnant. Like she could have just got some semen, shoved it in her. But no, the procedure was, this lesbian couple, the procedure was, I want to have her egg in me and someone else's semen in me, which is as baffling as it is. Like 10 years ago, you couldn't have done that. Right? So, modern miracle of science.
God. Depending on if they're of a Christian faith.
It's just here to tickle the fancy of that particular demographic.
I guarantee you 2 lesbians who went through the IVF definitely aren't God-loving people. Modern miracle of science, and yet you're unhappy with the result because of your trauma. It's still your child. Well, at least one of the women's path children. You gave birth to it.
Yeah. This is complicated and weird.
It's so bad. And you read through the article, and I think this is the interesting to me. You read through the article, and you don't... These women must have come to the news with this, that, hey, we're doing this.
They must know it's a 50-50 chance.
But put that to a side, right? I'm more interested in this thing. They've probably gone to the news and go, hey, we've got this story. We're suing a fertility thing because we didn't get a girl. And the news has gone, sounds interesting. I'm sure they'll click on it. Idiots like me clicked on the story. Let's have a look.
Idiots like me didn't click on the story.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Idiots like us put it on the weirdo podcast that people listen to.
50-50. There we go.
That was a meta comment for all of you at home.
And so they've obviously gone and gotten someone to write this article. And it's gone a bunch of news sites. They've obviously gone, people will be on our side. And I think that's the worst. Like, apart from the whole thing with the child, the worst part about it is people will read the story exactly the way I've said it. And again, I've tried to make it at least some sort of entertaining. The way they've written it is like really horrific. Like the way that they discuss things, really horrific. And yet, they think people will take their side on this story. And they think the courts will take their side on this story.
And the lawyer is going, I'm getting paid.
I'm getting paid. Who gives a shit?
This is
all fine.
Here's the thing. Surely, I mean, this sounds like a very American thing. I'm assuming this is in America somewhere. US, yeah. Of course it is. Because, Americans they just, something goes wrong. It's like, lawsuit! And even though they know they're not going to win, they're like, I'll just generate a bunch of attention, woe is me. But honestly, I feel sorry for the kid.
Yeah, the kid's the bad.
Just all this is going to talk about trauma. This is going to fuck them up.
I feel sorry for the kid. That's the worst part.
Well, Turch, I've got something very important
to
tell you. Very important. This male, when he's older, I'm not kidding, will be able to tell when a recession is coming.
What do you mean? Because he's male?
Only men can do this. Only men.
What, understand numbers in general?
No. Alan Greenspan says the answer is in men's underwear to determine if a recession is coming.
Yeah. So trans women as well are in? What's the go here?
Or just people that wear men's underwear in general. If I started wearing G-strings that are specifically in the Kmart female underwear section, am I not going to be able to tell what the economic climate is,
The former Federal Reserve head Alan Greenspan has a keen interest in men's underwear. Not because he's preoccupied with men's fashion.
Step one. No shaping.
Hi, I'm the former director of the RBA and I recommend Bonds underwear.
Chesty Bonds.
Bamboo underwear.
Buy Bonds. B Bonds.
Underwear sales of men's underwear is a key economic predictor.
Okay.
When we are in a recession, men don't buy as much underwear.
Okay, so that makes no sense because I went out and replaced my entire wardrobe of underwear after Christmas.
We're not in a recession.
No, but everyone does it after Christmas because you're like, what am I going to do with this gift card for Bonds? Who the hell buys a gift card for Bonds? I might as well buy some jocks. No. I think it's a different thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's the man doing the buying.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Just to make sure the women don't miss out.
That's
Go
right.
on.
Because during recessions, men have no money, and women don't want to be with a broke guy. But when men have money and they have partners, their partner's like, you need new underwear, and they go out and buy them underwear.
That's good thinking there.
You know,
We could be economists.
I am one.
Well, write this up.
It's more of a chicken and the egg type of thing, you know? What do you eat first?
Well, chicken.
No, the egg in the morning, right?
Huh?
Egg in the morning?
I don't eat egg.
Oh, okay. That's chicken and the egg.
This is like, though, that whole thing back in the war, though, where they'd go, oh, well, the women would stop wearing, like, nylon because they'd use it in whatever military equipment during the war, or the men would...
the war would be back.
Yeah, it's more like a reaction.
Underwear sales were down in America from 2007 to 2009.
Yeah, but there's no point looking after the fact, because then you can go, well, the recession's already
So
happened.
you're telling me that Obama didn't want men to buy underwear?
All I'm saying...
Is there a correlation to women's underwear as well?
No.
I always thought he always looked a bit too relaxed. I reckon he went free willy.
Free balling it.
Yeah. Trump, I reckon he's definitely a bit too tight on the nether regions.
No, he's a boxer's man.
You reckon a boxer's
He's
man?
a
Yeah.
boxer's man,
I
yeah.
feel like he's a
Okay,
boxer's
yeah.
man. Yep. For sure. I think the women are buying the underwear because I think you're just one of those things, you know.
Yeah.
Just one of those things. Ask your dad. When's the last time he physically went out and bought underwear for himself?
That's a good question.
That's some.
You asked your dad.
It's a very
I'll ask
personal
my dad,
It's a very personal
and we'll
question.
bring it back next week.
I'll text him right now.
Probably get an answer in real time.
I'll ask Mum. I'll text Mum and she'll give me an answer. When's the last time you bought dad underwear? It's like 3.
No, ask your dad because he's going to be. Because I want to know your dad's answer and then I want to know your mum's answer because I think they're going to be very different.
I never let anyone buy me underwear anymore because Mum got me jocks for Christmas. They're the wrong colour.
Wrong colour. I
Yeah.
don't mind the colour. It's just the.
No. When I say colour, I mean anything but black.
What?
Yeah.
No, you gotta have fancy coloured underpants.
No, fuck that. You know.
Does it
No.
have to
gotta
be
match your
the
socks.
black elastic as well? Black elastic? Or could it be-
Elastic
could it be-
doesn't really matter though, because after you wear them for about 6 months, they develop a stain, right? If you wear black, hear me out. Okay, so this is why. Think about it.
I've talked about piss dribbles on the show before. Stain is like
This is
I feel like I know why the cinnamon shoe inserts failed. There should be cinnamon underwear inserts. Yeah. We're talking about stains here, yeah.
But if you do, it's like usually sweat stains, like between the crotch part. I wear not what's the ones that are like trunks. That's it.
yeah.
They got the sleeve or whatever you want to call them. I don't know the correct term. So there's like a chafing. There's like a bit of right in the bit between the ball sack and that inner
I
thigh.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it goes brown after a while if you get a light coloured pair.
I just spray it with some like.
Cream vanish nappies then
It
covers up
Spray that Jess buys. That one, yeah.
The cupboard.
clears up
Spray it. It's alright.
clears up an Engadine 1998 Macca's stain in less than 30 minutes of wash
I think
time.
with underwear, what I don't like, the thing that I just like about underwear the most is they've given you the penis flap, and I'm actually against it because I find that when I play sport, there is, at a very rare occasion, but enough to annoy me, that there might be some trappage. And if I can avoid any sort of injury to that area,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
It's time to replace your underwear when your little man starts to slip out between the layers of the.
See, it's bad when you do it in underwear. Good when it happens in swimwear. You sort of want that a little bit. You sort of want a bit of freedom in the swimwear.
You talking swimmers, bathers, or you talking board shorts?
Board shorts.
Do you wear like Speedos and board shorts,
No.
or do you just wear board shorts?
No, it's board shorts.
Oh, I stopped doing that after I got terrible chafing one day after a good old session on the boogie board at Torquay Beach. The beach was fun. The chafing wasn't.
Yeah. No, I just shut them.
Just the boardies.
Just the boards on.
Yeah.
And they're going to be as short. The problem with men's shorts, like even these gym shorts, they're too long. Shorts need to be.
Well, that's because
like,
you
like the footy shorts.
Oh, they're going to be a real like. You want that potential of ball slippage.
You want the 1970s.
Yeah. I should buy women booty shorts and see how we go. They're really short, like really little cut. Yeah. I got the ass for it. I work out.
Getting on the squats, are we now?
Oh, always. Anyone else got any more news?
Can I read out the community Facebook
please,
post?
Yes.
Yeah. So I love, for those that listening at home, aka everybody listening to the podcast, community Facebook groups, are they not the best shit? Because like 9 out of 10 times they'll be like, who knows a recommendation about good Indian food? My car's broken down. Can anybody carry me to the fucking mechanic?
Free couch.
Yeah.
And there's like a price tag down the bottom.
The local bakery's closed again this week. But no, then occasionally you get like somebody announcing, this person's doing some weird shit in the local community. So I'll...
It's Big Brother with extra steps.
Oh, exactly, yeah. Big Brother with community reporting. So this lady has posted the following in the last couple of hours on our local Facebook suburb community group. And I quote, just be aware there's an elderly Chinese woman, approximately in her early 60s, short hair, carrying a black and brown backsack, going through letterboxes in a certain street. Now, suburb. I was taking out the rubbish tonight. Don't know why that's necessary. At around 18 point.
Write this.
At around in 20.
Yes. Unnecessary fact. Continue.
18.45 hours. Love the 24-hour time. And caught her, the accused middle-aged or early-aged Chinese lady, of going through the letterboxes. As I approached her and asked her what she was doing, she took off over to the park across the road in a real hurry. Just be aware, people.
So, how many pieces of mail do you get to your house?
I don't know, and they can. If someone took the mail, great. It's just bills.
It's just you can pay my bills.
Actually, no, it's not bills. It's just probably a speeding fine.
Yeah,
It's like, please take it.
The donation army green bags they give. It's like, please donate your clothes and this and that.
You want my sweaty 2-year-old fucking briefs? Elastic's gone. Perfect.
Finally, I can get rid of the chafy ones. Get some nice fresh ones. The economy's up, boys!
Gotta single-handedly turn this COVID turnaround.
With those $420 I'm going to get for the government, as at least a couple of pairs of underpants in the bag. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up here. For all your wanking needs, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And if you'd like to send us some hate mail, some death threats, some rants, record it on your phone or just email us at weonlydoontakepodcast@gmail.com. Dan, where can we find you?
Barre Talk. Oh, you can find it wherever you get your podcasts, pretty much like you guys. And always check out the website, AustralianMusiciansRadio.com. We have been pretty quiet, but we're going to be getting back into the show very soon.
So you have to get Kieran on for an episode.
Please do. Yeah.
You get him to do the work.
And if you want to buy We Only Do One Take podcast Mal shorts or underwear, coming soon.
And cinnamon insoles for both your... use them in your shoes, use them in your pants. Whatever you want. They're yours once you buy them.
You get branded footy shorts with just the logo on your bum.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I've got our latest logo. We decided to take the women's logo and we only do one take.
I saw that, yeah.
So we can take that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next Thursday.
Come on, man. Motherfuckers, guys, come on. Give me the 5-star rating, baby. Give me the 5-star. That's all I want, baby. That's all I want. I'll fuck all the beautiful girls in the goddamn world. They'll fuck a 10-star. I just want 5. 5, baby. Just 5.